It was the beginning of spring in the small, idyllic town of Evergreen, and the air was alive with the sweet fragrance of cherry blossoms and the fresh, dewy scent of blooming flowers. The town was known for its picturesque beauty, with lush, verdant landscapes and cobblestone streets lined with quaint, charming houses dotting the pristine countryside. The townspeople rejoiced in the renewal of life and the promise of new beginnings that spring had brought. But among the townspeople, there was a tale told in hushed whispers, a story of an ancient tradition that took place during the spring equinox. It was said that a chosen few would undergo a mysterious ritual known as the Rite of Renewal at a secluded location deep within the nearby forest. The ritual was steeped in secrecy and shrouded in mystery, with only a select few having witnessed its enigmatic proceedings. Some believed it to be a sacred ceremony that brought about spiritual rebirth, while others whispered of darker, more sinister implications. Among the residents of Evergreen was a young woman named Amelia, who had returned to the town after many years away. She had always been fascinated by the folklore and traditions of her hometown, and the enigmatic allure of the Rite of Renewal piqued her curiosity. Amelia was determined to uncover the truth behind the ritual and its cryptic purpose. One bright, sunny morning, she set out to traverse the winding paths that led into the heart of the forest, her spirit filled with a fervent determination to unravel the mysteries that had long been cloaked in secrecy. The trees towered above her, their branches swaying gently in the spring breeze, and the sweet, wild symphony of the forest surrounded her like a comforting embrace. As Amelia ventured deeper into the dense thicket, she came upon an ancient, time-worn stone altar nestled amongst the clustered trees. The sight of the mysterious altar stirred a sense of unease within her, but her curiosity outweighed her trepidation as she approached the enigmatic structure. It was here that she came upon the first sign of the ritual, a delicate, intricate tapestry woven from shimmering threads of gold and silver draped over the stone altar. The tapestry depicted an array of symbolic motifs, ornate runes, and enigmatic patterns that swirled and danced in a mesmerizing display. As she studied the tapestry, a flicker of unease crept into her mind, a sense of foreboding that lingered at the edges of her thoughts. She then stumbled upon a cluster of townspeople gathered within the clearing, their eyes alight with an oddly somber reverence as they prepared for the long-awaited ritual. The air thrummed with an aura of anticipation, and a silent aura of trepidation lingered over the gathering. It was as if an unspoken unease had draped a shadow over the enigmatic ceremony. Among the townspeople was an elderly woman named Esme, who beckoned Amelia towards her with a somber yet determined gaze. Esme was a revered figure within the town, known for her wisdom and deep understanding of the ancient traditions that had long been held within the hearts of the townspeople. Amelia, Esme began in a hushed tone, her voice resonating with a mixture of solemnity and ancient wisdom. You have glimpsed the cloak of mystery that shrouds the Rite of Renewal. But the enigma of the ritual runs deeper still, and the true nature of its power remains veiled in secrets as old as the earth itself. Amelia regarded Esme with a fervent curiosity, her thirst for knowledge reignited by the old woman's proclamation. Eager to uncover the truth and understand the significance of the ritual, she pressed Esme for further insight. The Rite of Renewal, Esme continued, her voice low and hushed, involves the chosen few who seek spiritual rejuvenation and rebirth. But legend whispers of a darker side to the ceremony, an ancient pact that binds the participants to an unearthly force, an entity that grants renewal at a heavy price. A shiver coursed through Amelia's frame, the ancient tale casting a pall of unease over her. She knew that her quest for understanding had unearthed a clandestine depth that was fraught with perilous consequences. But her relentless determination to uncover the truth remained unyielding, and she resolved to bear witness to the enigmatic ritual. For better or for worse, as dusk descended upon the forest, the townspeople gathered around the stone altar, forming a solemn ring that encircled the central clearing. The air was thick with a hushed, reverent stillness, and a palpable sense of anticipation hummed through the crowd. The rhythmic cadence of ancient chants filled the air, their haunting melodies weaving through the dusk-laden forest like delicate threads. Suddenly, the sound of chimes echoed through the clearing, the delicate, ethereal notes swelling and cascading through the air with a haunting, otherworldly grace. The sound was hypnotic, drawing Amelia into its mesmerizing, beguiling embrace, and she felt a strange, captivating pull that beckoned her towards the altar. As the chimes reached a fevered crescendo, the ground rippled beneath Amelia's feet, as if pulsing in synchrony with the otherworldly symphony that surrounded her. The fabric of reality seemed to waver and shift, and the forest itself appeared to teem with a luminous, ethereal energy. The very nucleus of the clearing, the stone altar radiated with a soft, golden glow, its ancient surface shimmering with enigmatic patterns and ancient symbols that seemed to spring to life with an eerie, otherworldly luminescence. A gathering of townspeople, chosen for the ceremony, stood at the altar, their forms outlined by the spectral, incandescent light that danced and wove around them like gossamer filaments. In an ethereal, almost trance-like state. They began to weave through a series of intricate, hypnotic maneuvers, their movements a haunting and mystical dance that seemed to transcend the mere mortal realm. Their forms pulsed with a radiant, arcane presence, as if imbued with a force that defied comprehension. As the ritual reached its zenith, the surrounding forest seemed to tremble with a palpable, throbbing energy, and Amelia felt a raw, unadulterated fear gnawing at the edges of her mind. She realized that the enigmatic force that surrounded the clearing was unfathomable, a potent and unyielding entity that transcended understanding. Amidst the ethereal, enigmatic display, a sudden, overwhelming sense of dread washed over Amelia, a suffocating force that latched on to her very soul. Her gaze flitted to the central figure of the ritual, a pallid, otherworldly presence encircled by a shroud of iridescent light that was as mesmerizing as it was foreboding. In that moment, she realized that the ancient entity that had been awakened by the enigmatic gathering was none other than the ancient spirit of renewal itself, an otherworldly force that held the power to grant rejuvenation and rebirth. But at a heavy and profound cost. As the ritual culminated, Amelia's heart was gripped with a relentless terror as the townspeople began to transform, their once familiar forms succumbing to a haunting metamorphosis. Their physical vessels underwent a grotesque and otherworldly transfiguration, their features distorted by a spectral, ethereal light that seemed to spiral and writhe with a mesmerizing, malevolent dance. In a surge of raw, unadulterated fear, Amelia stumbled back through the oppressive stillness, the air thick with an unyielding sense of dread. The unfamiliar, alien forms of the transfigured townspeople reached out with a haunting presence, their altered movements suffocating and heavy. The forest seemed to convulse and shift around her, the very fabric of reality warping and contorting in response to the ancient, enigmatic energy that loomed over the clearing. The entity of renewal, in its potent and unknown power, had unveiled the darker, more sinister side of its enigmatic force, a malevolent influence that ensnared those who sought its embrace. As Amelia raced through the tangled labyrinth of the forest, the sound of spectral and otherworldly cries echoed through the silence, suffocating and heavy. She knew that there was no escape from the relentless horror that had taken root within the enigmatic depths of the clearing. The force that had been awakened by the ancient ritual proved to be an unyielding and malevolent entity, an entity whose power defied mortal comprehension. The transformative horror that had seized the ritual participants became a chilling, harrowing reminder of the dangers of awakening forces that lay beyond the veil of mortal understanding. In the wake of the tainted ceremony, the once picturesque, idyllic town of Evergreen became shrouded in a somber veil, haunted by the memory of the ritual and the enigma that had taken root within its ancient forests. The legacy of terror and dread that had unfolded became a grim and haunting reminder of the enigmatic and often perilous nature of renewal, lingering as shadows within the hearts and minds of the townspeople for years to come.